Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown of the DDX512 and the iPod features. First of all, I put a new background in and set it to amber to match my 350Z, which is cool. You can change your backgrounds. Only through USB. You can't do it through a CD, which is why I had them leave my USB kind of outside so I can plug in my iPod and the USB drive or USB flash drive. Because the iPod does take up the USB slot, you can't do both. So here is iPod, and as you can see, it's pretty much you get all the categories that your iPod has: playlist, artist, album. Select the playlist, scroll with this button, or you can jump quickly anywhere using this. If you have a lot to scroll through, such as if you have albums. I have my 60 gigabyte iPod in here, so going this way would take forever, of course, so if I know I want to get down to the S's or so, I can do that and scroll that way. So getting around is pretty easy. These little buttons on the right here are for if you can't read the whole thing, you can click them and it will scroll. And you get around, here's basically the top or up, so if you want to go up one, which is the playlist, you can do that. So if you were in albums, and then inside this album, just to go up one would take you back to the album, and top brings you all the way back to the playlist. This is the current, so this shows you the current set you're playing, which is a nice way to get back. And now this is basically what they call the list view. So you go to the control view up here, and this gives you control with all your information and control functions. You got fast forward, rewind, next track, and of course play and pause. And you can set up these information buttons. Right now I've set it to title, artist, and album, but you can change it to album, artist, the iPod name, title. Set it up any way you want, and the graphic for each one does show up. And down here you have a list of things you can scroll through, such as scan, where it will scan from song to song, kind of like a radio scan. No idea why you would want to do that. Repeat to repeat a song, and of course random, which now works with this firmware update, which is great because I use it all the time. So you can just go to the next track and it'll just randomly pick one for you. This two line is so you can go this way, and it has just two lines of information, and your control buttons are bigger. I prefer this, of course. And that's pretty much it for the way the music section works, and it works fast and snappy, and it works cool. Now we go down here to change it to, this is album random, by the way, which I've tried to use and I just can't seem to get it to do what it's supposed to do, so skip it. Down here then we have to, in order to watch a movie, you go video, and you select the movie the same way you would music. The strange design thing here is you have to, once the movie is playing, you have to hit no photo to see the video. And in order to see the entire, for the video to take up the full screen and not be stretched or pinched, I have to have it in what's called zoom mode. No matter what I have for widescreen settings on my iPod or on the unit, there's no way to get a full widescreen view without it being stretched. So you can see I can go to source, monitor setup. Right now it is set to, the iPod is set to zoom. If I set it to normal and go back to the video, you'll see there's black bars on the side. And if you go to full, which is what it's supposed to be, where the DVD is set, and the DVDs work great, you get the full widescreen with the letter box if that's the way the movie was set up. But if I go into full with the iPod, you'll see that it's, well, you can't really see with this part, but it's pinched and stretched this way. Which brings up another point. If I wanted to fast forward this real quick, you can't. If you bring up the function, hit the function button, it brings up these controls, which are just next track, or which would be next video or previous video, and play and pause. Which you can also do next video by hitting here on the screen, or next previous video by hitting here, which, who cares. So if I wanted to fast forward, I would have to go this, then you hit down here to get back to the control screen, hit control, start fast forwarding, go back to the video, hit the function button, and hit in order to hit play and stop it. So it's pretty rinky, as you can see, and actually I hate that feature, if you want to call it a feature. But as you can see, it is stretched now and pinched, and so if anybody knows how to make this work, let me know. The only way I know how to do it is you go in here, monitor setup, set it to justify, doesn't work either, set it to zoom, and you can see my iPod setup, widescreen is set to on, and I don't know, that's the only way I get it to work. So it works and it looks great, except you are missing some of the video. So that is it in a nutshell, and I guess I'd give it like about a 7 or 8. Their software is a little rinky and hokey and not very well thought. It's certainly not Apple, but it does the job.